Hi, hello. My name is Rose and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Pardon the wonderful rosacea. I just got done with a 45-minute workout. This is the first workout of like the last 6 months for me, and I did mostly cardio. I did the row, which is kind of back, but mostly cardio for me. And I kind of want to talk about starting over. Starting over versus, wanting to push your body so hard that it breaks. Now for me, I do have chronic illnesses. I have spastic cerebral palsy. I also have POTS syndrome. So starting out is often a very painful, very slow process. So for me, I have to watch my heart rate, make sure it's not going too high. I also need to make sure that my cerebral palsy isn't going to be negatively affected. So for me, it is oftentimes going to just be a month and a half of me just doing cardio to get my heart more conditioned to be moving all of me. Now, when I say all of me, I am 282 pounds and 6'1". So I don't look, at least I don't think I look as heavy as I am. But it takes a lot of work to move this body. And, it's really taken me making like the last 5 videos to really get up the courage to come back down here again, because last time I was down here working out, I sent myself into a flare for like 3 days. So for me, my desire to be healthy and to do the things is often trumped by my body. And so I kind of wanted to talk about that initial let's go attitude, balls to the wall, let's do all the hard things all at once. And then you realize, you burn out, you can't do it. You realize how hard it really is, and you don't really want to keep it up, which is kind of perfect time to talk about it because New Year's is like a couple weeks away. But for me, it is not often about the lack of desire. For me, it's often just the fact that I get stuck into a lazy rut. And then when I do, I feel like I have to make up for all the times I didn't. And here's the thing with that. There's all the adages, like Rome wasn't built in a day, tortoise in the hare kind of adage. And though all those things are great, you really need to set what's right for you. I had a personal trainer many, many, many years ago, and she is awesome. I love her so much. She helped me. I learned a lot about how to do the movements from her, and she and I had a lot of discussions specifically around my disabilities, because realistically, they limit everything. And starting for me really looks like doing nothing but the treadmill, maybe a row machine, maybe a sit-down bike situation. Recumbent? Is that what they are? I don't care. And getting my stamina and my cerebral palsy to a point where I can function. Having spastic cerebral palsy means that my body oftentimes cannot do the movements correctly until I've conditioned the muscles enough to move. It's very much a condition where my muscles are getting a constant signal to contract from my brain. Like the mitochondria in my body, in my brain, are broken. They're constantly giving a signal to contract, which is hilarious because POTS partly is the ill-timed contraction of lower extremities to bring the blood back up to the heart. So my body's a contradiction, but I know my limits. I know that if I go and do even 15 minutes more, I'm going to be in trouble later. And starting out, that is really frustrating because I want to go and be a sweaty ball of mess and work out and be super motivational to myself, to my husband, to my kid. And the thing is, I can't. But I also know that if I show up tomorrow, that makes up for all the I can'ts. It makes up for, you know, what I want to be doing, which is sitting on the couch doing nothing. But also it's one step towards who I want to be, which is a correct role model for my child. 'Cause, you know, she's 3 and she is now seeing my stomach and pointing out my stretch marks, and, you know, she eats off my plate. A lot of the time she doesn't want her food, she wants my food. So what I put on my plate matters more now than it ever has. How I push my body, what she sees me doing, is more important than ever. Which means I have to start, and I have to allow myself to be a beginner again. Which is frustrating because about 7 years ago, I was, you know, up every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning in the gym with a trainer. And I put on a couple pounds of muscle in the year and a half that I had her, which was great. You know, we got my right side to a place where I could push, you know, within 2 or 3 pounds the same weight my left side was, which was only, I think, at the height 20 pounds. But that's wonderful. I was deadlifting. I was doing my body weight in a leg press. I was still fluffy. Like, I was still like 230 pounds, 240 pounds. But I felt so good. So we're gonna just slowly work at it. We are going to get my ass down here on a daily basis to at least do, you know, 25 minutes on a treadmill, you know, a couple minutes for however much I can stand with how my body feels on the row machine. Now, I will say that I was not consistent enough in my stamina today to actually turn on the row machine. So that resistance that I was fighting against was 100% just the machine. So I will insert those clips here while I continue to talk, and then we'll go through it. So you'll notice on my walking that I limp, which means my body is having to compensate a lot for what the right side isn't doing. For me, it's not a heel-toe motion, it's just a flat slam on the earth, which means the left side of me is propelling myself through the motion. So I am burning through a lot of energy, which is why I am unable to go farther. And, you know, 10 years ago, I would have pushed myself beyond the point of breaking. And I would do that every single day until I either got so sick that it laid me out for like a couple weeks, or I was so tired that I could not function everywhere else. And now that I have a child, I have to save some of those spoons, some of that energy for her. And with the row machine, I'm going to put the full clip in because I think it's hilarious. I got stuck. I 100% got stuck on this machine. Part of that is because my right ankle does not move. My hips are really tight right now. My knees are tight. My ankles are tight. My calf, like, the whole system is just, I need to go stretch. Not that that's going to do a whole lot for me. Honestly, I could I can get worked on by a physical therapist for 2 hours, and 2 hours later I'm back to tightening. That's just my reality. But I we got stuck a lot. We got stuck going in, we got stuck going out. As you'll see, I ended up having to take off my shoes to get my left leg in a position where I could get my right hip into a position to allow the whole system to bend how the body is supposed to bend. But for a first day kind of workout, I am A, proud of myself, B, surprised I was able to do so much without my body feeling it already, although I am feeling it now. So I'm gonna go hydrate, I'm gonna go sit down, and then I will see you guys in the next one.